Okay, I need to record this so I can remember it for the future purposes, okay? So V from Devilman, no, sorry, wrong anime, wrong franchise, okay? So V from Devil May Cry, five, let's get this out there because I don't know the rest of them, okay? So V from Devilman, when I say Devilman, just know that I'm talking about Devil May Cry because both of them got like the same like letters going on and the same vibes going on, you know, like with the fucking suits and shit. Okay, so when I say that, you know what I mean. Okay, whatever. Okay, so essentially, so V comes from Virgil. Virgil is Dante's older twin brother or some shit like that. Like they're related. They're brothers. They have the same mom, same dad, same shit, right? And Virgil, he like did that Japanese suicide shit. And so when he did that shit, it split into two beings. One of them being his like human form, which isn't really human because it's still half human, half demon. And that turns out to be V. And then the other thing turns out to be, I don't know the fucking dude's name. It's a really fucking weird name, but it's like this big bad bitch that's like the main antagonist, and that's the person, that's the entity that V then goes to enlist Dante for help. Because Dante runs like this fucking like fucking thing mababa, right? This agency where he goes out and does like doohickeys, and he does that for money and shit, right? So he does jobs and people pay him. Easy shit, right? And so V goes on this mission and he's trying to get this fucking sword so he can try to help Dante defeat the other being that split out of Virgil. So essentially, so Virgil had a son, I think, and his name is Nero or Nito. I think he like wants to help Dante for some unknown reason. I actually don't know that reason. I'm just following V's storyline because he's the one that I care about the most because he's so fucking fine. Okay, so hold on. I'm running through the story. So the story kind of like begins with like just V popping up out of fucking nowhere and like helping Nero and shit like that. And like I don't think Nero knows like that's his dad. I actually don't know the lore of the story. I'll be like 100% honest with you because when I was younger, I actually like saw some fan art and I was like, oh, this is a really cool fandom. I wonder if it's an anime. It turns out it's a fucking video game. And back then, if it wasn't an anime, if it wasn't a cartoon, if it wasn't anything gay, I was gonna fuck with it, and that still stands. But I've widened up my perspectives nowadays. Okay, so I've known about Devil May Cry for a while, but like I just didn't look into it because it's not something that I would be interested in. But let me tell you this right now, the soundtrack hits, bro. Everything in that shit is so fucking delicious. But anyways, so V goes on like his own little mission, like you know Nero's doing his own thing with his fucking truck crew, and then what's his name, Dante's going off with these two girls, Lady and I forgot the other bitch's name, Trish I think, and so they're doing their own thing, but they like meet up occasionally, and like so V and Nero like partner up sometimes, I think, to like go do crimes and shit, not crimes, beat up demons and shit, and so V, he's like this skinny fucking rocker dude, right? Not rocker dude, but he has that vibe. He kind of reminds me of like a dude from like a screamo band, like a really like the really pop screamo bands, you know? And he's fine as fuck. Let me just tell you this. He's so fucking fine. Like, he should not be that fine. And whoever voiced him had his dick out and rubbing on it. I'm telling you this right now. There is nothing holy about what went into this character creation, because this character was created for nefarious reasons, man. This character was born from fucking semen, like just semen, bro. Like, it was born from sexual desire. It was born from carnage, bro. Like, I don't know who had a wet dream and decided to wake up and formulate this man into existence, but they need to get a raise. Because there's no reason for this man to A1 look like that. Because he literally looks like a mix of like Kylo Ren with like a really like, it's just Kylo fucking Ren, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's Kylo Ren but skinnier, bro. But his voice Shut the fuck up. Don't even talk to me, bro. Because when he be saying shit, I'm like, no, you need to get dick down. Because that voice, you need to get dick down, sir. What was I talking about? Anyway, so V, he has this like fucking like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'll be honest with you, but it's like a talking bird, and like his powers is kind of reminiscent of like Frollo from fucking Hunter x Hunter. It's kind of like he can summon shit with like a book. I don't know if the book actually does anything because he just be reading out of it, but Frollo does that too. So I don't know if like the book like has like spells or shit, right? But that man, he's a little bit pretentious. I'm not gonna lie. Anyone who quotes poetry like unironically, just in their regular day speech, is a little funky. It's a little pretentious, a little, I don't know, like dickheady, a little, you know, snobby. But you know what? He gets a pass because he's just so fun. And let me just say this. I kind of rock with the fact that he's just walking around with slippers on. I don't know, something about a man, barefooted, no sock, just fucking roaming the streets with just him, his sandals, and a fucking bird and his cane. Like, just something about that is just so regal, you know? And I fuck with that so heavy, and it's just something that really adds to his character, you know? Because I don't think I would respect him very much if he was just wearing boots. But the fact that he's just rocking around in this apocalyptic world with just a fucking sandal and like a slutty-ass outfit, like, I like that. I like that about him, and I'm gonna stand by that. I love it when characters are unnecessarily slutty for no reason. That's why I be liking some of the girls in this shit. Like, Lady, we'll get to her in a second. We'll get to her in another segment. But right now, V, that man can easily get it, bro. He can literally be dick down, pussy down, ate out, and... Okay, actually, let me take that back. He's actually like 2 days old. So I probably shouldn't be saying this shit, because he's kind of like an infant, you know? It's kind of like popping out baby and saying all this shit. It's kind of foul, but it's not really, because it's kind of like him. It's like his body's like a grown man, and he comes from a grown-ass man. So I don't know how else to describe this. I'll be like dead ass with you guys. But like he's 2, but he's like 2 days old, not even 2 years. He's 2 days old, but like technically he's like however old Virgil is, like 50, 40, I don't fucking know, right? So I'm not saying this about an infant, mind you. I'm saying this about like, you know what? Let's just do the math here. So one person bursts out 2 fucking things, and they're essentially a part of him. So just half his age, man. And so let's just say he's 20, right? If Virgil is like 50, let's just say fucking V is 25, okay? And then the fucking demon thing is 25 as well. So we'll just split that out, okay? But if we are to think of them as one entity birthing, just doing like, what is it? Mitosis of like the exact copy with like the exact same like chromosomes and shit like that. I don't know if it's meiosis or mitosis, but it's one of those. Okay, one of those. I think it's mitosis, because mitosis does like, wait, no, meios. I don't know, but whatever. It don't matter. But yeah. So V's just walking around with this fucking cane and shit, and so as the story progresses, his skin starts to flake, and you're like, oh wow, what's going on with him? Does he have eczema? Turns out his his energy is like fading. I don't know what energy. It's like demon energy. It's like his body can no longer like host whatever the fuck he is, right? So his body's starting to decay and shit, and as like in the middle of his like plot line, he's like slowly, like whenever he's like shown, there's like flecks around him, and you're like, oh wow, he's sparkling, but no, that's just his fucking skin. Like, he's decaying, bro. Like, as like you get to the end of the story, he's visibly ash, bro. Like, he's literally like fucking chipped out, fucking crackled, fucking just needs a little bit of CeraVe. I'm not gonna lie to you, that man just needs to, I don't know, lay down and rub a little lotion on, you know? But yeah, so that's going on with him, and he's still hobbling around, and he had to walk with his fucking cane, and I personally love how like his like one of like he just carries that cane, and it's his weapon and like a useful tool. I love a multi like useful tool, you know, just like imagine that cane was just used for walking, but no, it's also used for fucking stabbing demons, bro. Like, that shit is crazy. I love that for him. But anyways, so he's just, you know, fucking walking around with his fucking sandals and bird, and occasionally a fucking cat. And he's just, you know, fucking stumbling around this like apocalyptic world, and then he like picks up this sword. He's been looking for this sword called like the Sparta or something, right? And it's like this really fucking powerful sword or some shit. I don't fucking know. But then he finds Dante in like this pit, because originally Dante was like already fighting the entity, the big bad guy. But then he like lost or something, like, and then so he is like for like a month, and then like what's his, oh, so by now I think like V is like, I don't think a month old. That's pretty old, you know, that's pretty old in like this terms. So he's like, oh shit, dude. So he picks up this big ass sword that he finds, and he just slams it right down next to Dante's head to like wake him up, because he didn't die. He just like went to like a comatose for like a fucking month. And so the bird was like, hey yo, Virgil, don't kill him. No, not Virgil. Hey yo, V, don't kill him, man. And then turns out he wasn't gonna kill him. He's just gonna wake him up. And then after that, shit, I don't know what else happens. After that, V is like, oh man, I woke you up, now go do the fucking job I told you to do, bro. Go kill that bitch and don't fuck up this time. Because Dante wasn't able to like beat the fuck out of that big bad guy, he was like, I had to rely on Nero, but Nero's not good no more, man. That man's fucking dookie, bro. He can't take on this big bad guy. And then, so Dante's like, fine, whatever, I'll go beat up the fucking bad guy, and you give me my fucking money so I can, you know, get the toilets working again, bro. Because before this, Dante was living with no lights, no water, nothing, bro. He was just living in a dark fucking building. That shit was crazy, bro. So, essentially, he just has to beat up this big-ass demon. Like, I'm not even saying, like, it's not even, like, I'm not even saying, like, it's big like a fucking mall. That shit is huge, bro. That shit is, like, universally huge. That shit is humongous, bro. Like, this thing is mammoth, bro. So, essentially, he has to go do that so he can get his fucking bills working again. Could you imagine that, bro? I don't know, man. I feel like working at McDonald's might be an easier feat, but you know what? To which their own, man. Capitalism be fucking everybody over. Anyways, so yeah, so he wakes up Dante from his fucking coma for like a month, and then he's like, okay, go do the fucking job, and then I'm just gonna go fucking wandering around. I'll try to find Nero, see what that man's fucking up to. And turns out Nero got like a fucking arm. Oh yeah, Nero, like he like lost his arm to this big fucking demon, right? So he got another arm, a mechanical arm, and now he's like even more OP. And Nero, like I said, Nero's like Virgil's fucking dad. So essentially Virgil, you know, took off his fucking arm. I don't know how this shit works, man, but it is what it is. Okay. So I think V and Nero meet up again somehow, and they're just like fucking wandering around, and then you know, the three of them meet up actually. So V, Dante, and Nero meet up in like this like I don't know, like a meeting spot, whatever, right? And they're all like talking about like who's gonna be able to kill the fucking monster. And Dante's like, I'll fucking kill him. Like I was contracted, and I'll finish the fucking job. And then, but Nero is like, no, I want to fucking help. And then V is like, as long as one of you fucking kills him, we're gonna be good. But these two just keep on fucking beefing it out. And like V is just like, bro, like one of you just has to kill him. I don't care which of you. It has to be at least someone has to fucking beat this bitch, right? And then this is like one of the funniest fucking scenes ever. Like this girl, her name is Nico, and she like gives Dante this like fucking cowboy hat, and he just literally does like a fucking Michael Jackson dance right in the middle of this fucking meeting with everyone around him. And the second he's done with this dance sequence, they just treat it like it's nothing. They literally, like, after this like goofy ass but like kind of good dance session completes, everybody just pretends like it didn't happen. Like he literally did not just bust down a whole concert right in front of them. Like a whole performance, a whole fucking like dance competition right in front of these motherfuckers. Lights, everything, bro. Special effects, you know, the fucking cinematography, everything, bro. He pulled out the full stops, and everybody pretended like it didn't happen. He does it every single fucking day. Like it's like a tick or something, you know? It's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers, and I fucking love that shit. It's so fucking funny. Caught me off guard, but I actually found that so fucking hilarious. But whatever. So after he gets his fucking hat from Nico, right? He's like, okay, I'm gonna go fucking beat up the big bad guy now. And Nico just like, okay, you go and beat him up your own way, but I'll beat you there and shit like that. Like it's like a fucking competition. And V at this point, you can tell that man is just like on his last limb, man. That man is crackling away. His little dust particles is fucking floating in the air for everyone to breathe in, and they're just standing there fucking arguing about who's gonna beat up this big bad guy. And V's just like, bro, come on, bro. So yeah, so Dante goes his own way with his own little entree of like girls, and then Nero goes his own way with his badass team, and V got his fucking bird, and he just flies around. And the funniest thing about the way this bird handles him is he just fucking flies him around, bro. Like he literally drops him like just carelessly. Like they'll be like fucking 20 feet up in the air, and this bird was just like boop, and then this man's fragile ass body just rolls around on this like dirty ass like hellish floor, and then everybody's just like okay with that. I think that's just very funny. Oh, and you know what I really like about his character designs as well? I really like how his hair goes white sometimes, like during a battle. I actually don't know why it does that. I think it's like a power-up move or whatever. Like whenever he's really OP, that shit goes white. Bro, when I tell you that does something to the female anatomy, to my female anatomy, yeah. Because if you think V is hot with his black hair, cut the brakes, bro. Cut the brakes when you see him with his fucking white hair, bro. But anyways, I feel like I just had to mention that because that's a really hot thing about him, and at this point I'm just his biggest fangirl. Anyways, what else happened? So they're fucking fighting demons and shit, and then so eventually V spills the fucking like beans about his like backstory and shit like that to like the people around him so they know who he is, because people actually didn't know who he was. He was just a fucking weirdo that like was gonna pay like a huge amount for Dante to fucking kill somebody. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know where V got all this money from, because yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. I don't even know if he has money or whatever the fuck or whatever currency they have. So he like spills the beans about it, and everybody's like shocked and shit. And like I was kind of surprised when he told Nero that like he was like part of his dad. Like he was like, oh yeah, like your dad like killed himself, and then I came out of your dad, and that demon came out of your dad. And Nero was just like, oh, that's crazy, bro. Like I feel like if someone told me that, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know how I would respond. I feel like I don't know, but yeah. So somehow all three of them end up meeting up at the spot. So like at this point, V is like near death, bro. He's like 0.3 seconds away from death. His skin is just flaking off expeditiously. Like that shit is just fucking flurrying around him, right? Like every time he's fucking fighting someone, it looks like he just got lights following him everywhere, right? So at this point, this man is visibly dying. Like he's decaying, bro. Like he is so fucking decrepit that he could lay down and just everybody probably think he was dead, bro. That's how fucking dead he looked. And so by the time they pulled up, by the time V and Nero pulled, oh wait, okay, so V was helping Nero fight this fucking demon or whatever, because V somehow found himself in like this fucking thing, and there's like this spider lady, and Nero just comes in, fucking blows that bitch's brains out, and then Virgil was not Virgil, and then V just came out the fucking woodworks like, oh, thank you for taking care of him, I owe you one or whatever the fuck. And then he's like trying to like hobble his way like with his little fucking cane and his decaying body, trying to hobble his way all the way to where Dante was fighting that big bad demon. And Nero was like, oh bro, you probably should like lay down and like sleep or something, because you don't look too good. And I'm like yeah. And then but V being that bitch, he's like, no, I have to be there when Dante kills that bitch. Like I have to be there. Like I will literally die if I don't go there. No, like he'll literally like keep on living just to get there to die. Like ain't that the craziest shit? So you know what, Nano? He's like, fine, whatever. So he like holds this like fucking dying ass dude with him, and they're like hobbling over to where Dante is. And by the time they pull up, man, V's looking worse for wear. And Dante, he already stabbed that fucking demon in the fucking heart. So that demon's already like on the floor, fucking laid out and everything. And Virgil's like, wait, I'll finish him. And it's the funniest fucking thing because there's this literally like dead looking dude being like, I'll finish him. And he's visibly shaking. He's panting. He's just literally like holding onto a thread of life. And Dante was like, yep, go for it. Dante saw this decaying dude, this guy who could literally not even walk. This guy who could even breathe correctly. This guy who could even fucking blink correctly. Finish off this big bad fucking demon that put him into a fucking month coma. Respect. So essentially, yeah, he fucking lets V do that. So V hobbles his way up, his legs really shaking, and he climbs up onto like the fucking demon, and he's like straddling his fucking chest. And then you know how demons in fucking Devil Cry whatever got the like thing where like you stab it and shit, or like you like shoot it or something, and it like okay. So he's like up there, and then he's just like saying some emo shit. I don't know what it is. But it's pretty profound, you know, it's really profound. And then so he's like, we'll be one again or whatever the fuck. So he stabs the fucking demon with this cane, and like this bright light just out, and then it blows everybody away, and then like out of the fucking light, it just stands there. It's fucking Virgil, bro. The demon's gone, V is gone, and they both merge back into Virgil, bro. Like, he's just standing there with his katana, his raggedy ass clothes, and he like turns around slowly to face his son and his fucking brother, bro. Could you imagine that shit? I would have been like, Dad, or like, bro, and it's crazy, bro. But that's as far as I got. And for some reason, I feel like a lot of people like criticize this game, because it's like not taking itself seriously. But like with this game, you can definitely tell it's meant to be very extravagantly camp. Like it's supposed to be very like out there, very kind of like. It's not supposed to be like those really serious fucking games where you have to like really put your dick into it. It's kind of like you just play it and you just love the absurdness of it. You love how like extravagant it is, and you just love how like out there everything is. And let me just say, the designs of the fucking demons or where the fuck, insane, bro. That shit is insane. One of the knights called like Earl something is, it was like riding a fucking horse and was holding that like sword that V was looking for. That is one of the craziest designs. And the big bad dude, his fucking design is crazy, bro. Like, I could not imagine, like, what that process was like, but it's crazy. But yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I know about V for now. I plan on looking more into him because he's so fucking fun. And I'm definitely going to get into this franchise because I'm just saying this right now. Like, I knew about Devil May Cry, but like I just didn't really get into the franchise. But I've listened to the soundtrack like extensively, like even before this, because like it's just so good. So yeah. Let me know. And apparently there's like not a lot of fan fiction about V, which makes me sad. So I'm gonna dust off my writing skills and get to writing that smut. But anyways, thanks for listening to me essentially break down what the fuck Devil May Cry 5 was all about. I can't explain the other side. I really can't, but that's it for now. Thanks for listening, bros.